morning, y'all. It's Timothy. I just woke up and I feel like being toxic today. Number one, I'll say this. Sometimes men aren't shit. Sometimes you're just shit at picking men. And, like, a reasoning, but, like, for example, a good analogy is sugar dating. Because it's like some girls can come out the sugar scene, like, traumatized as fuck, abused as fuck, all that. Doesn't mean they deserve it. Absolutely not. But then some of y'all will just, it's like you do the dating equivalent of walking into open battle zones. And it's like you knew there was mess. Why would you go out there? I remember this one girl, she was like, I want to be, like, she was shitting on the whole sugar baby shit when I was younger. She was shitting on that shit hella hard. And she just like kind of acted like judgmental and disgusted over it. But then when she heard how much money I was making as a teenager, she was like, "Oh, you should teach me. We should do it together and date better men and have amazing lives and forget our exes and go to college and do this without income and that without income." And I was like, "Yeah, shawty, that sounds great. Hell yeah. I'm like, hell, get on the winning team if you want to." Let's just say this bitch ignored. Like, do you know how annoying it is to spend 3 hours or more giving this girl all the advice in the world, and even then it could be boiled down to a few simple things like dress nice and classy, don't be afraid to ask for what you want, and then definitely I even told her, since men can be very confusing and they have a bunch of games they play, especially in the sugar scene, you cannot just like, if anything, contact me if someone contacts you so I can let you know if someone's giving red flags or good vibe or bad vibe or not. Holy fucking shit. Anyway, let's just say she decided, I'm gonna just ignore all of Tamia's advice and go to a random old man's house at fucking midnight. Like, she took three different buses in stilettos and lingerie as a shirt with jeans, and stumbled her way to his house, and then next thing you know, it was 3 days of her fucking that man in exchange for raiding his cabinets when he was out the house for all the alcohol she could ever desire, and then a fruit plate, half of a Subway sandwich, and the smallest bit of weed. She was just sitting in that house starving, just drinking fucking alcohol endlessly, and she was too afraid to even ask for like half of a fucking Subway sandwich from him. Like, and that was one of those moments where I just kind of learned sometimes people just can't be helped, because they can't help themselves in the first place. Because Jesus, like, I've had some stupid fucking moments myself in terms of like sugar, not sugar, all of that. But Jesus, like, one of my first sugar dates, like, I remember I went to this fancy ass high end restaurant off the bat, and we had a great exquisite time, and I got a good amount of money, like a great amount actually, especially for what I needed. And we had great sex, and this and that happened, and yeah. And anything really truly bad that happened, I can usually just pin on the fact that it's like, okay, but that man was specifically a predator and I was very young. Like, I wish I stood up for myself a little more in that situation, but you know what? Everything else about it was objectively well. And then any other sugar date I had actually went pretty well. It's like, yeah, I looked hot as fuck. I had amazing dinners, amazing experiences, and it was pretty lovely. I'm just saying, and it just kind of reflects on someone's like self-esteem and intelligence and other things. It's like, because sometimes it's like people get involved with men and it's like, okay, I don't even know how you dealt with him in the first place. Another story, and I'm sorry if you've seen videos like this from me before. I'm sorry, this is going to be some repeats, so you might want to clock out now. Another friend I had, she specifically came up to me and was like, hey, this dude seems like a narcissist. He has allegations where he may have beaten his ex-girlfriend. And even when I asked him about it, he said, hey, maybe. Like, she asked, "How did you beat your girlfriend?" He said, "Hey, maybe," and that was it. Like, bitch, I might be type shit. And he was like, "Yeah, she kind of pissed me off. She was being abrasive and stuff. Loki kind of deserved it." And then all this other shit. And this girl still had the nerve to ask me, "Do you think it would be a bad idea to go on a date with him? He's not very cute, and he's short, and he's ugly." And I said, "I don't see why you would even be drawn to do it in the first place." And you want to know what she did anyway? Lost her virginity to him. Not even for a date. I was like, at the very least, I was kind of just being like, she tried to be like, no, I'm just gonna use him as a trick, use him as a trick. I was like, girl, there are healthy men who you don't have to turn into tricks, who will just date you and be happy with you. What, like, that's actually how we bonded, which was even more frustrating. And it was like, let's just say it's like, okay, cool, you went to the house of a man who you thought was lame as fuck, but secretly had a crush on for some reason, and you let him bust it open before the anime intro, well, even finished playing for your Netflix and chill. You just sat on grass and awkwardly talked, went to his place and fucked him. If that's what you want to do, okay. But I just kind of was like, of all the people on this planet, she chose him. And then one thing led to another, and next thing you know, she was paying for that man's food, trying to be all, ooh, yeah, I know you cheated on me, but I hope that you can still eat my pussy every now and then and not fuck your ugly new girlfriend. Fuck me instead. Look, I'm buying you gifts and paying for your food. It's like, bitch, and he wasn't even, like, this nigga was smugly finishing, like, fancy ass Italian food and opening the gifts and shit. And I forget what she bought him, but it was some really fancy shit. And I kind of was like, that's interesting. It's like you chose him to, like, we bonded because we were like, we should raise our standards and get men to pamper and spoil us, and you were like, I'm gonna get the evil short broke man, and you started treating him like the princess and still not getting anything out of it. Oh, baby girl, what the fuck. And then my favorite fucking story to tell, this fucking girl, oh my god. So her ass, she was like, "Oh, to me, I want to be like you. I want to date rich men. I want to do this, do that, blah blah blah." I was like, "Okay, sure." I gave her the advice, and I specifically told her because I was not trying to have lightning strike a third time. And it's so sad that all of these women are black women, which makes it even worse because it's like, Jesus Christ, we are known to be the givers of the community, and we are known as the underdogs of the world. We need, like, come on now. It's good to be bougie and demanding and stuff because you know what, like, we suffer a lot. We deserve good treatment. Anyway, I told her the rundowns of, like, oh, I have this guy I know, like, he's like, you said you want a new fuck buddy and not just like your terribly weird low-key abusive situationship. Hey, here's this one dude. He's cute, big blue eyes, big muscles, fat ass. He's sexy, he has money, and he's desperate as fuck to the point where he's just taking random women who he considers to be twos out to, like, high-end restaurants because he's that desperate. It would be really hard to fuck up with a guy like this. And me and him were cool too. But of course, I'll put it this way. Due to my gender and I'll put it this way. Obviously, these two friends are not being treated the exact same way. How I'm going to treat a black woman, it's going to be very different than how I treat a slightly fucked up in the head white dude. Like, nah, one gets personality A, one gets personality B. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I know this girl. She's very pretty, very athletic. Here's her page. She's also looking for a fuck buddy too. But just so you know, she really likes high end shit. She really likes, I don't know. She wants a good experience, and she's hard to win over. So just make sure you try your best with her, okay? And he was like, yeah, sure. She sounds just my type. And they were supposed to go on a date. And she was like, I'm nervous. What do I do? And she was like, it's a white guy. Should I straighten my hair? And mind you, I'm someone who has straightened her hair for white dudes before, but I've also rocked braids, afros. I have looked like a fucked up palm tree with shitty pine cone hair whenever I had fucked up relaxers that had like 4 months of like root growth or whatever. Like, I looked like motherfucking a Belle Tesfaye, bitch. And I still pulled and got what I wanted. You just have to be like, huh, am I fucking sexy enough? And the answer is, you most likely are. And I know you're like, Tamia, you look tired as fuck today. That's because I am, bitch. I drank like 4 liters of Mountain Dew in like 2 days. Time has been a thick jelly for me. Anyway, I told her, no, you don't need to do that. He already saw your afro. And besides, like, I've dated men who haven't seen an afro before, but once they get used to it, they fucking love it. They love how it looks and how it touches. He already knows you have one. Whatever you do, don't straighten your hair. And then on top of that, like, he's a classics guy. All you gotta do is, like, wear a nice, expensive, like, looking piece of jewelry, like some nice shit that you've got. And ideally, like, a dress or like some sort of skirt, like, something sexy and classy. That way he can't help but be like, damn, I need to take her somewhere to really show her off, and that fits her vibe. Did she? Fuck no. She showed up with a jean jumpsuit, and I hated that. It's like we had all the conversations about, like, like, oh, like, if you want to play long game, it's like you're gonna have to wear, like, and it's not that hard. I'm fucking non-binary. I'm fucking trans, bitch. And even I can be like, I'm gonna put on a fucking maxi dress and this little CVS necklace if it means that I can get Diamonds VVS and trips to Lake Tahoe and fun shit. Like, girl. And she also straightened her hair because she truly didn't believe that she would be seen as attractive if she didn't straighten her hair. She not only didn't even straighten it well, but she forgot that the area we live in has thick fucking fog, like Silent Hill, so she showed up to the date looking like, I'll put it this way, after the date happened, there were moments where I got to talk to them both separately. So she talked to me, and she was like, he's okay. He's kind of nice. I think I would like seeing him again. And then he was like, Anytime he was in the room with her or without her, this nigga, he was an asshole. I'll give him that. He pulled out his phone and was like, "She looks just like this." And he would show me photos of the purple minion from Despicable Me, and he kept pointing to her and being like, "She's just like that." Ha ha. Aha. And it was fucked up. It was funny, but it was like, have like do that behind her back, not in her face. Jesus. It was kind of one of those things where I looked at both of these assholes and I was like, "See, this is why you both are single, cuz what the fuck is wrong with the both of you?" Yeah, he was an asshole too. Also, that guy, his name was Max. He also was deeply insecure, and he was the type of person himself where, like, people's insecurity also reflects on them, because then it's like, oh, that's why you keep choosing that type of person. He was the type of dude where he would come home and, like, after a long day of work, and he would tell me some shit at my job because I worked at the front desk. He'd be like, "Oh man, I had this awful date with this woman. Oh, she was built like a warthog. Her body was so sloppy, it was falling all over the place like a pulled pork. It was, and her nose was too big. She had like three chins, no lips, and her breath kind of stunk." So anyway, I fucked her 8 times back to back last night, and I was like, either she wasn't that unattractive and you just have really severe intense body dysmorphia and or you're projecting, or if she really is that ugly, you have extremely low standards and are just happy to be picked. And I had to keep telling him, it's like, okay, think of it this way. Like, like, I had to obviously work through the whole, hey, dude, you're low key kind of racist and you're low key kind of fucked up in the head and disturbed. But he had, uh, I'll put it this way: his therapist was not doing that good of a job, and I was just kind of there as like a weird second therapist, as just like a bored concierge at 2 a.m. So I didn't always have time to unpack the big shit with him, as like some people would get defensive, but I knew what I could control. I said, think of it this way. I stroked his ego. I said, think of it this way: do you want quantity or quality? He was like, what do you mean? I said, do you want someone who, do you want to just keep having like another year of this where you keep like every 2 days you find someone new on Bumble who's like ugly or unhygienic or this and that, and you see them and you hate it and you're miserable after instead of relieved when you could have just been at home masturbating? Or would you rather wait, take your time, and then once the time comes, you meet someone show stopping, like head to toe, bam, like a sexy Thai woman or a supermodel or something. And if you're wondering, why did you specify Thai women? He was into Thai women. I don't. It was his thing. His side chick in his first marriage was Thai. Yeah, I don't know, man. Either way, yeah, like he was weird, but he wasn't that bad of a guy. He was, but he wasn't. I'll put it this way: he was like the least harmful man I could think of, where he was just extremely slow and naive about how dating worked. I high key thinks he needs to get tested for autism, but that's just me. But Bo was a hot mess express, and I just kind of explained to him, it's like you could date like endless twos and fours and at best a six every once in a while, and just have that as just like, oh, that's Max. He dates the fucking twos and the fours. Or would you rather be like, that's Max, where every once in a while you just see him with the most stunning woman ever, and it's like, where the fuck did you get her? Like, which would you rather have? And he liked the sounds of that. And he tried a little bit, but man, it's old habits die hard. So, well, what can you do? Like, even I've had my moments. Like, I'll try to stop dating for a bit. I will, but then that's why every once in a while you'll still kind of see me like, hi, this dude love bombed me really hard for like 5 days. I at the very least thought that we could be friends, but he just totally abandoned me. Maybe it wasn't normal for him to like say he really thought of having my babies and shit and like all this marriage talk after 2 days, but I thought he was just committed to the bit. And it's like he was, but like I don't know, it was a certain level of psychoticness that sadly I should have been repelled by, not enchanted by. Which is a sign that it's like, okay, I need to heal my life in certain ways and have more friends and stuff so that it's not the end of the world if some disrespectful nigga gets disrespectful. Like, having friends as a cushion and like being able to still like yourself after. I still like myself after, but I just get annoyed because it's like, okay, bitch, nigga, you did not need to waste my time like that. But you know what? I've been focusing more on my goals and having friends and like figuring out my personal style and taste, and not trying to think about like, will this make a man happy when I put on clothes, or this way of acting or that way of acting, or like, and I've been very blunt about rejecting people. Like, if someone rejects me now and they're a man, I'm just like, no, not interested off the bat. Like, and I'm doing what makes me feel happy and feels good for me. Because you need to like yourself, you know? And my issue is that I like myself a lot. I really do. But, like, certain things in my life I don't like. It's just been well documented that it's been like a really weird, traumatic process. Because it's not, if it hasn't been one thing, it's been another. And at some point, it's like, okay, I'm tired of financial scarcity and this, and that, and bad treatment. But I guess at this point I'm finally tired enough where it's like you won't see me dating. Or okay, even I had a date offered to me last night. Like, and this guy seemed nice enough, but he was getting on my nerves because his communication wasn't consistent and he kept trying to not make plans with me. So, simply put, instead of chasing him and being like, oh my god, why doesn't he want me? When's he gonna message me back? I need to wait several days for him to reply. I just thought to myself, fuck this nigga, I got better shit to do. I read web comics, looked at porn, looked at gemstones, ate good food, went to certain social outings, like ran events. It was great. And then when he finally got in contact with me, I was so unimpressed. But he tried to be all, hey, I want to take you to this, like, how about this? We go to this, like, really nice Italian restaurant. They have a great creme brulee and, like, really great steak. They have, like, grilled shrimp that's, like, flavorful. And, ooh, not to get me started on the stracciatelle. And I was like, ooh, you know what? That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. And afterwards, we were planning to go to a trivia night. But the issue is, he doesn't drive. And then on top of that, it's like the area is in a really ghetto area. So it's, and I, is one of my standards that I believe in is like I should be picked up for a date or you send me a car. Because why the fuck not? And why would I want someone who's gonna, like, simply put, I asked him, like, because it all sounded nice, but I thought to myself, okay, if he truly likes me and fucks with me, and, he knows, or at least I think he knows pretty decently well my financial situation, but even then, I'll just ask. I asked, oh, is it possible you can pick me up for a ride? He was like, oh, I actually don't drive right now. And I thought to myself, okay, it's going to be like super late at night and I'd have to get there and back myself. And I'm not sure I want to invest that much money into Lyft when that money could be used for much better things, like, I don't know, fancy gemstones or stupid DoorDash orders that are overpriced. But simply put, like, I asked him, I was like, okay, would you be down to call a ride for me? Now, he could either be like, huh, that's a red flag. I don't want the type of girl where I have to pay for everything. I want her to put a little, like, little teeth in the game and, like, get herself out there, blah, blah, blah. But I also thought to myself, okay, this is a man who clearly wants me. And despite every time I've tried to be like, I am not really that interested in a romantic or sexual dynamic, he keeps trying. So it's like, okay, a fancy dinner would be nice, but not at the expense of me having to like figure out bus lines and take multiple buses in unsafe neighborhoods as I'm all dolled up and being cold as fuck after a date or paying for my own overpriced lifts out. I just thought to myself, doesn't seem worth it. Have we talked since? No. And then I kind of just was like, not really my type of fella anyway. And I probably should have caught certain red flags sooner, but at the same time, I know that most men will still keep fucking trying for whatever reason. It's very irritating. But even then, I'm just kind of taking time to just like decenter men, like the best I can. Do I always succeed? Not really, but at the very least, decentering them enough to at least not be actively dating them. That works pretty well. You know what? That works well for me. And even last night, like, I'll put it this way, my ex Liam tried to, like, he wasn't exactly the best person this week. He pissed me off multiple times in conversation. He was stingy, and then on top of that, just other little things that just made me go, I'm not enjoying my time with him, and I want to be around people where we can talk and have conversation and do this. I don't want it to be just forced because I feel like I have to. Or like because he's guilting me into being around him or anything like that. I want it to be like a genuine someone who's good enough where I'm like, yes, of course I'll see you, absolutely. So, and I was kind of happy because I remember he hit me up at some point super late in the day yesterday, which was already kind of disrespectful because it's like, okay, nigga, why would you hit me up at like 5 p.m. when you know damn well that I'm gonna be like, I don't know. It's like, for a lot of reasons that I don't feel like saying right now, it was just, it's like, that's kind of, why so late in the day would you want to hang out? That's kind of ridiculous. Because not much, like, and he was hyping up date plans and stuff before just to try to be like, oh, you want to come over? And it's like, oh, you want me to go to your apartment and sit next to you a few feet apart? And as you just, like, ignore me to play Dark Souls? I thought to myself, why the fuck would I want to do that again? But I was able to say, oh, no, I actually have plans tonight. And he was like, oh, really? Like what? And I just said, I plan to hang out with my friends. And I did, and I had a great time, like super late at night. I was on a live stream with some homies. We watched a really good movie called Carnival of Souls. We unpacked the subtext in it. It was an amazing time, and I loved it. And I thought to myself, a great time that I had without like a cis man around. This is really great. I love this so much. Also, it kind of did, funny enough, that movie also did feel kind of like healing in a sense. It's like, oh, look, I guess what I'm saying is like, you need to like yourself, you need to like your life, and you need to be able to enjoy yourself without the presence of a man. Because I'll put it this way. If you have, like, oh, Carrie from Sex and the City, it's like, bitch, why are you with this man who just fucking hates you? Like, Carrie from Sex and the City, I haven't watched much of that show, but anytime I have, it's just this white woman being tortured by this absolute demon of a man. Like, the type of man who's a billionaire, and, like, a billionaire. A billionaire. He could afford any and all, like, this man was so rich that if he wanted to, I'll put it this way. There's a scene from Sex and the City where Carrie fucking goes to meet Big for a dinner date with him that she was really looking forward to. And as she arrives, he just basically, without any fucking soul in his eyes, he looks at her and he's like, oh, hey, this is my friend Joey over here. We actually have an important meeting that we want to do instead. So I can't do right now. Mind you, he's a billionaire in the 90s. In the 90s, bitch, when rent was like, what, fucking $200 or whatever? He could have sent a motherfucking eagle to fly to her window and said a note that said, can't, sorry, don't waste your time getting ready, we'll make it up to you, if he really fucked with her. And he didn't. You know what he did instead? He waited until she showed up and showed no real apology and just kind of was like, hey, my buddy's here. So fuck off. And you know what she did? She kind of did like damn near the equivalent of, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. In fact, here's some money for your troubles. And this bitch literally slams money on the table like, actually, it's on me tonight, fellas. Have fun. Because she wants to seem like the cool girl. Oh, that hurts. I've been there though, so I can't hate on her too much, but it's like, damn, girl. And that's another reason that ties back to it. I'm not immune. I've done that fuck shit before. Like, ooh, this one dude, I remember he was yelling, he was angry as fuck in the messages talking about some, you just use me for money and my food and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it sounds, you literally gambled away $2,000 recently in San Diego and you bragged about it. Like literally you just put it on a table and lost it, and you bragged about it to me knowing that I was about to be homeless. And then on top of that, you spent like 2K on some shoes that you keep in a box and never fucking wear. I'll put it simply, you should not be complaining over like the first date you got me a $7 slice of pizza, and the second date you got me like a burger and fries with the juice, and then even like chili cheese fries, but even then we split that. So it's like you, like, realistically you paid for your own food and mine. And my food cost like what, $7? If we really want to get into the logistics of it. So you're a rich nigga trying to shun me because you want to fuck me for free. And he was being an asshole. He did manipulate me a little bit, but even then I fell for it. Either way, I just kind of thought to myself, maybe he just doesn't know that you can be generous to people that you're friends with. You know, it doesn't always have to be romantic. It could just be like just for the sake of being cool homies. And I remember I went out and I got some like clearance chocolate cake, and like I got some like raspberry lemonade on a good sale, and uh oh, and I had a really good deal for some fucking Mexican food. Let's just say I don't want to talk too much about it because that memory's fucking embarrassing. Like, he was an asshole every single step of the way. I think he might have said thank you like once, maybe once and a half. He was a dick. He was a dick. Honestly, sometimes I look at my dating history and I'm like, damn, I should have started beating the shit out of niggas. I am a saint. I am truly a saint. Like, as much as I have the homicidal thoughts, I am a saint. Some of these niggas need to be sent to the fucking gulag and shot in the ground like 16 times by firing squad. I'm just saying. These niggas act up. Like, I even was talking to a friend today about something. I was like, I got a weird hate comment today, and it was weird, and they have a habit of doing so. And then as I told that story, and I was kind of like, these niggas are crazy. But I was kind of amused because it's like, who has all that time on their hands to be hating that much? Like, Jesus. You want to know what happened? I started saying, ooh, this reminds me of an ex-boyfriend. You know that ex I had from 2024? Yeah, he left a bunch of hate comments for me. Like, a hell of them. And I recognized it was him because of specific stupid-ass spelling errors and, like, the specific topics he was targeting that I knew only he would know about. And then I kind of sat there and on the voice message, and I was like, In hindsight, I should have beat his ass and left him a lot sooner over that. It's a shame that we kept dating, but oh, Jesus. Yikes. And I felt physical pain. But on the bright side, I left that nigga and I did get better. So, but still, it's just like, if only my finances and my friend groups and my mental health were doing a lot better, I probably would have not stuck around that man so long. But on the bright side, I know what to prioritize now. And yeah. Also, if you like yourself, you can just turn down opportunities even if they seem like good for you. Like, because not everything that glitters is gold. You know what I mean? Like the dude who offered me for Italian dinner, it's like, okay, that's nice and all. But it's like, deep down, yeah, I like it's like, okay, sure, I could go out to Italian dinner with this dude who's been like low key ghosting and inconsistent contact and low key kind of boring. And I could have like a nice time, dolled up, fancy food, blah, 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 and trivia and have some fun. Or I could just stay my ass home, cook up some really delicious food, or eat Jack in the Box and like look at thick lesbians and like watch some cool movies from the 1920s and 1950s and still have an amazing time. And then guess what I am choosing to do? Exactly. Anyway, speaking of Jack in the Box, I'm gonna go. But I'm just gonna say it. Like, if the nigga's not being generous now, he's not gonna be generous later. If he's not treating you well when you are not even his girlfriend, then even if you are his girlfriend or baby mama or wife, it's not gonna get better. I'm just gonna like people are what they are. You just gotta see it and dip and not entertain them. And then also know for yourself what you want and don't settle. Cause yeah, like even with that lame ass nigga from 2024, at least he still had his good moments where I could be like he would see me dolled up, and he'd be trying to take me to some rinky dink. Like actually, yeah, I forgot to mention this. You know my friend who wore the jean jumpsuit, she was asked in advance, like he asked her like, oh, do you want to go out? I know there's one really nice pizza place. And another piece of advice I told her is like choose a place you want to go to and ask him because he's got the money and he 100% will do it. Don't hesitate. Ask in advance so that you don't have to do it on the spot. But he asked, he was like, oh, I know this one little place that has like pizza slices and good chicken wings. Do you want to go there? And then in her mind, she was like, fuck no. But you want to know what she said? Sure. And he detected something in her and he was like, are you sure? Like, you don't want to go anywhere else? That works for you? Because I think he was subconsciously kind of like testing her, to see if what I said about her liking nice things was real. And then she was like, sure, even though she wanted to say fuck no. And guess what? They had a miserable time together. Like, and she didn't even thank him for anything, too. And it's so funny because I literally told her, make sure you thank the guy for nice things he does for you. Just don't literally suck his dick over it. Like, no need to be like, thank you so much. I have never gotten food in my life before. But just be like, oh, thank you. That's sweet. Or like, or, thank you. Like, settle. Did she? And she decided instead, she was like, oh, girl, your advice didn't work. He took me to pizza and wings and got mad that I didn't thank him. And it's like, yeah, girl, because that's not the fucking advice I gave you, you stupid idiot. She was not a very smart girl. Anyway, if you're wondering how her dating life has went since, let's just say she's dating a pedophile, who takes steroids and is bald because she thinks that's the best she can do. And yeah, so work on yourself, please. Also, the pedophile, she has been not even the girlfriend of for 8 years, and he's given her tons of STDs, and it's just like, girl, stand the fuck up. At that point, you're just content in hell. Like it's not even better the devil you know, because the devil you know is whooping your ass and setting your pussy on fire. You need to stand the fuck up now, please. And if you set standards and stick with it, then people will be like, oh, like they'll notice your vibration. They'll be like, oh shit, okay, she talks that shit and she means it. Like men's no, like all like I remember when I was younger, I simply was like, you know what? I like when men get me jewelry as a gift because of this reason and that reason. And then guess what? Men started giving me jewelry as a gift. And then even for like fuck buddies, I just decided, like I don't know, there's people who fuck people for free. Okay, good for you. I decided a long time ago, it's like, no, if I'm gonna get fucked and tossed to the side, I want it to be like niggas showing up at my door with huge fucking bouquets of roses and candies, or like amazing fucking meals for me, or treating me out to an amazing time. And ever since then, I've got that, or amazing joy. And then niggas know how to act accordingly because it's like they can tell it's not just like some facade. They're like, oh, okay, she talks her shit and she backs it up, so that's why I always get it, and I haven't had anything less. And it's fucking great. It's a great time. It's why even the last asshole I dealt with was that nigga an extremely fucking annoying sad sack of shit who got on my nerves. Yeah, but he also got me some extremely gorgeous jewelry that I am extremely grateful to have, and treated me out to a very nice time when he did. So, no massive bad blood, at least actively. Oh, and I was gonna tie it back. What I said about my homegirl with the chicken wings and pizza. Uh, so this is what happened to me in 2024 with the guy I dated in the early stages of us dating before he totally turned monstrous, lame ass nigga. With him, I remember that I showed up looking gorgeous. I had my afro out. I wore the perfect dress with the perfect jewelry and everything. I looked stunning. He was like, "Damn, baby, what you look so good for?" And I said, "I look this way just for you." He liked the sounds of that. He was gonna take me out to this like rinky-dink pizza place as a surprise, and I would have hated that. Thank God the place is closed. But I say, "Hey, baby, can we actually go somewhere a little more special? Because like I don't know, want to have a really nice time with you tonight." And I got really dressed up, and he kind of got gruff at first, like, "Oh, I thought you got dressed up for me." And I said, "I did, but you know, like, think about it. Do you really want me to look like as good as this just to sit in some like hole in the wall shitty little pizza joint? Or I don't know, I want to look nice somewhere in front of you, somewhere that matches." And you know what he did? I gently suggested a place but didn't demand it. He was like, "Oh shit, this place looks good." And guess what? We found a place that actually matched the color of my dress, chandeliers, fucking candle lighting, pretty good affordable prices but still luxury. And we had motherfucking garlic confit. And we had, ooh, yeah, garlic confit spread out on sourdough bread, or like it was delicious. And then deep dish pizza with like seven different types of meat, and like other nice little luxury. It was so good. And the drinks were amazing too. And he was the happiest man alive. He actually, like, even ages later, he still said that was one of the happiest memories he's made with me, because it's like, I looked good as fuck. It was a beautiful place, great food, and he was just like, "Holy shit, I can't believe I'm so lucky to get this girl who's already amazing, but I have amazing experiences when I'm with her because she makes me feel like a man and encourages me." And I'm just saying, you can get what you want. It's not too much. Like, even I deal with it. Like, I have moments where it's like, okay, like I'll get jewelry or at nice outings, but it's like deep down I know that there's girls who, not to be a pick me, but just objectively, there are girls who have less class, less manners, not quite as nice looking in the face or the body. And I say that in the nicest way possible, but it's okay. It doesn't mean they're ugly. It just means it's like they're different, you know? And they will be getting like the most luxurious like bags and trips and this and that. Or like they'll say, "Give me 5,000 fucking dollars," and they get it. And it's like, damn, that sounds good. I'd love that. All I have to do is just kind of unbreak it in my mind that it's too much to ask for. But I've been practicing with people more, because then I kind of reminded myself, just like I had to practice asking like fuck buddies to take me out to dinner, or men that I'm dating to get me jewelry or certain things. It's like it's just a matter of like, okay, do I believe I'm worth it? Do I ask for it? Am I okay with not getting it from this person and walking away if need be? And life gets easier. I'm just saying. Like, don't settle for the hot mess express. Like, don't settle for shrimps with wimps when you could be eating lobster with mobsters. So it's like, okay, do you want to go out to a fancy Italian dinner with a dude who will make you take like two buses afterwards or pay for your own Uber ride? Or like, yeah, no. Or would you rather the type of dude who's like, "Hey, yeah, I'll take you to Gary Denko. I sent a car for you. It'll arrive in a moment. You look amazing. Here, like, I'm gonna order extra food just because I want to see you smile extra well," and all sorts of shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just like, this is a reminder and also a vow to myself and others. Like, please do better. Choose better. Love better. If you don't, whew, it's gonna be rough. I'm just saying. Like, do you want to be suffering in the trenches with, like, hell, another reason the nigga from 2024 was bad, but this was a big reason things ended between me and him, is like the nigga was started acting like I wasn't shit. And it's like, okay, so you knew I was struggling like hell with rage theft and my job and this and that, and you instead decided I'm gonna blow like $3,000 on a fuck a fan contest that is actually a scam. And it's like that was like one of the that, and also like three other things that I don't want to discuss, really just sealed the deal. That's like, oh, this man hates me and probably would kill me if he had a chance to, so let me just leave this relationship. And I did. And like, I guess it was amusing that he blew up at me just simply because he was trying to talk to me all sexual and shit one day, as if he didn't just give me some of the most traumatic life experiences ever within the span of like a single month. if not like the whole relationship. And then I just was like, I don't have the capacity to talk like this right now. I still see you as a friend, and I hold no ill will against you at the moment, but it's been very rough for me, and it's we've both been through a lot lately. I just can't do this. I don't have a sexual capacity in any sort of way right now, and I would prefer we just keep it PG-13, okay? And then he lashed out at me because he's a fucking. He should kill himself. He was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You see me as the worst person ever. You already see the worst in me. So fine, fuck you. I don't give a fuck what you go through. I'm blocking you everything, everywhere. I'm not checking on you. No, keep. No, no, no. And he's had the nerve with his fucking short, fat, out of shape, tangled tooth ass to really just act in as if he was a petulant child, and it's like, nigga, you are 32. Oh, like, wow. And you're acting worse than even 13-year-old boys would act when I told them I wouldn't send them nudes. Like, interesting. Anyway, lame ass bitch ass nigga. And then he got all like chest pained and irritable when he kind of like he tried to come back a few days later like, heh heh heh, to me it doesn't have anyone but me. She relies on me for happiness and joy, so I'm just gonna come back. Hey, she's probably not doing shit on 4th of July. She's probably gonna be happy as fuck if I say, hey, I forgive you for rejecting me sexually. Let me pick you up and take you to an empty parking lot to drink on 4th of July. Haha. It's like, nah. Instead, he was left like he didn't even get his messages open and he knew something was wrong. And he kept like checking from burner accounts and all sorts of weird shit to check my social media story. And he saw I was in Lake Tahoe with a sexy ass Colombian guy treating me to like the best time ever, shotgunning IPAs. I don't even like IPAs. I was just having that good of a time that I was just doing fucking anything. And it was great and awesome. A lovely memory. And even though things with that guy didn't work out, I had a great time. And I raised my standards, and I was like, I'm no longer gonna settle for like lame ass, broke ass, short ass, fat ass, tangled tooth like liabilities that would have ruined my bloodline if I were to ever let them sully my life by impregnating me or loving me or any like it like really. Like you like no offense, especially as a woman, like you really gotta see yourself as golden. In fact, even as a man, because no offense, some of you niggas will just be fucking crackheads or like nutting in chicken sandwiches because it looks a little bit like curvaceous from the way it was fried or whatever. You niggas need to stop that, because then you're gonna complain about like, oh, all my baby mamas are ugly and my life sucks. Yeah, maybe you should have fucked hot women who had like amazing careers and lifestyles. As a matter of fact, maybe you should have gotten yourself an amazing lifestyle and a career and happiness and standards. Like, you can't complain that all your baby mamas are ghetto stupid bitches ruining your life because you saw stupid whores with bad temperaments and even worse pussy management and decided, ah, yes, I'm gonna stick it in there. Like, yeah, you get the life you fucking deserve, which is why you gotta, like, not date people who don't deserve you. Like, that's why I am glad that I left that relationship, because yeah, the nigga from 2024, now he gets to go back, because it's like, nigga, you were single for 7 fucking years and you prayed for the best woman ever, you got her, and you went out of your way to try to do psychological and physical damage to her, and now you're gonna start crying and boo-hooing and shit because you're single. Like, and it's like, okay, nigga, cool. I hope he does kill himself. If he does, I'm gonna be throwing something on the grill. I'm gonna be ecstatic. I'm gonna make barbecue fucking ribs with the house-made sauce. It's gonna be immaculate, baby. Because it's like, yeah, like you get what you fucking deserve. So you almost deserved a good woman, and then you fucked it up. So cool. I decided I don't deserve bad treatment, and I left. And then immediately, like, even though some of these men were nightmarish afterwards, I still had some pretty good experiences. But I am trying to make sure that it's like, okay, I need to check, like, if a man gets tense about telling the truth about this thing or closes off at that thing, like, I still have my thing to work with, but it's still a lot better than that fucking guy. Whew, it was still a lot better. I'll say it like that. And I don't want to get more re-traumatized, so I'm taking myself out the dating pool, like for real, for real. And then that motherfucker, I don't know what he's up to, and I don't care. All I know is his life's not going as well as it did when it was with me. He's isolated from everybody who knew him before, and yeah, his life sucks. And that's what he fucking deserves. So I'm just saying, why are you out there with the evil niggas who are stupid, broke, and ugly, and have no emotional processing skills and temperaments of like petulant little children with mommy issues, when you could be like going for the nice dudes? I'm just saying, you could like a metaphor that works is like if you could have a car Would you want a car that like is busted to shit and would take thousands upon thousands of dollars to replace, and then maybe by the end of like many years and time, money, and effort invested, you get a car that maybe half works and you kind of resent it because it's like, or would you rather just spend like probably only one third of the money that you could have used to actually get yourself a new nigga? I mean, a new car, like one that works off the bat and runs nice and smooth, warm seats, working windows, no fucking bloodstains of mysterious origins in the back seat. Like you get to just have a good time with it, and it would cost a lot less, and you could just pay like, yeah, it's like I'm just saying. Do you want a smooth ride or a bumpy ride? Do you want a crash out or do you want like smooth sailings? That's what you got to decide for yourself. And once you get there, then you can be like actually doing pretty well. You could be offered dates by men who can be like, I'll give you $500 or $1,000 just to show up. And you'll just be like, no, thank you. You can really do that. And your life can just get a lot easier than it is. Like, hell, I've dated dudes with so much fucking money and effort and time, and it's still, like, they still did bullshit where I was like, cool, I'm never seeing this nigga again. Because fuck it, he's not the only rich guy I've ever known. And yeah, I'm leaving. And then they get shook, and it's like you leave them where they're at because that's what they fucking deserve. I'm just saying, if you see a dude who's a red flag, do not put his penis in your mouth. And if you see a woman who's a red flag, as hot and sexy as she is, trust me, I know, probably back away for your own safety. Because next thing you know, if she might give you a condom with a hole in it, and you don't want to know what happens next. Anyway, peace out.